Since 1873, students and alumni of color have been making history with their knowledge and expertise on the campus of Syracuse University and in the world. As undergraduates, many have been pioneers in creating student clubs, organizations, school traditions, and the development of university programs and departments. Hi, I'm Ben Green, class of 2008, advisor to the Friends of SU Alumni Group. Listen to our podcast about students and alumni making history past, present, and near. It's called FSU, Our History is Here. Peace and blessings. This is your host, Ben G, Mr. R&B, and welcome back to our podcast featuring Jan Percival, class of 97, CEO of Journey to Joy House. Thank you for coming back. And now, if you missed the first part, rewind this. Run it back. Play it in your mind. Save it. We're at part 2. We're here with Miss Jan Percival. She had a very exciting, for me, living vicariously through her undergraduate and also graduate years at Syracuse. Like she said, she came in, brain ready. She was prepped, very good high school. She was prepped well. They prepared her for high school. Not many schools do that. But your school had you set, you absorbed everything, you got there, you got the information. Now here's the proof. Did you learn everything you were supposed to learn? Were you ready for the big world? Because you know, the big thing about graduation, everyone says, I can't wait to get a job. But when you out of that bubble, reality sets in. Tell me, you graduated in May. Were you still in Syracuse? Or did you go directly home and prepare for the real world?
Thanks to being able to graduate in 3 years and then go to graduate school at Virginia Commonwealth University's VCU back then, Ad Center, before it became the Brand Center, I did not go straight into the quote unquote real world of work because I was in a 2-year master's program at VCU. However, thanks to the Syracuse education in advertising and communications overall, it absolutely helped prepare me for my first job, which was at an advertising agency called Foot Cone and Belding, FCB, in New York.
Yes. What did you do?
It was quite an adventure being an assistant account executive and then earning a promotion about 6 months into the job as an account executive and managing advertising campaigns end to end. I'll never forget my first shoot that I was responsible for.
Yes.
Just less than a year on the job, on my own, for Snackwells with Julie Inkster and LGPGA. Was it LPGA? That's the golf association. See, I don't play golf. But back then, and Julie Inkster was a major star at the end of the 90s, early 2000s, and I was responsible for that entire shoot in Florida on my own with the client, Julie Inkster, and the entire production team. But that's also credit to my Newhouse education because there were so many guest speakers and other resources that we had access to through the Career Center to get visibility into what would it look like to work at an advertising agency.
Wow.
So that was my first job right out of graduate school, but it definitely ties back to my Newhouse fundamental part of my education.
So you were a boss your first year. I mean, you, like I said, most people come out, you get a little grunt work, you know, but you earn it. Apparently, when you came in, you must have done one heck of a job. Like, oh, wait a minute, she could do this.
That's what they said. And I did it because I'll never forget this message when I came back from the shoot. It was
Right,
from Saskia and Tom, the creative directors
right.
for Nabisco, for the Snackwells brand. They left a message for my manager. It was very complimentary about the job that I did because I truly was on my own. It was me as an account executive, and then there was an SVP. That's a lot of layers. No
Yes.
account director, no assistant vice president, no vice president, and then there was the SVP. So I'm down here, AE, all the way up to an SVP, and we don't have 4 or 5 layers in between us, which is why I ended up going on that advertising shoot and managing it end to end.
Wow. Now tell me, here you are. You switched your major as an undergraduate. You chose advertising. You get in there. Okay? You do this big job. What was next? What was your next big thing? Because I'm impressed.
Oh, thank you. Well, one of the things that I did during graduate school was I was the assistant director of marketing and public relations for the School of Graduate Studies at VCU. And then my manager took another job less than a year, and I was in graduate school full time. So this
Right.
was my part-time job being the assistant director. She took another job. Then I became the director of marketing and public relations at 21 years old. 21 years young, I should say. And having that job while I was in graduate school actually prepared me for the job that I took after I left FCB and I went back into corporate communications. And I was on the client side. So I left the ad agency world.
Right.
And then that just became this place where I felt more in, I won't say control, but I will say I felt even more responsibility for being the client and hiring the ad agencies, hiring the copywriters, hiring the freelancers, the social media agencies, which then led me to so many other parts of my career. So I went back to Corp Com or marketing and public relations after my ad agency stints. And this is the twist, Ben. I ended up going into Publicis and the Kaplan Thaler agency, which were agencies, but I was the in-house Corp Com person, getting our media placements in the New York Times or Brand Week
Yeah.
or Ad Age or
Yep.
Advertising Week, and taking Linda Kaplan Thaler to CNBC and preparing her for live television appearances or the Gayle King radio show. So I had to prepare all the talking points, which decades later, it made sense that I would end up, okay, I get to do CNN or CBS because of that early career experience. And now I'm on camera decades later. But it's all thanks to that foundation of having the experience of preparing other CEOs and presidents. So
Gotcha.
it just paid its way forward for me.
See? And then you just helped me to transition when you mentioned CNN and all these other places. Now, hold on. Did I not see you on TV? Did I not see you on a campaign? And this is where I felt very encouraged by you. What in your life changed?
Many, many things. As I like to say, things happen through me and not to me.
Gotcha.
I have been able to take that resilience that we started talking about,
Yes.
which is the bravery plus resilience, turning tough times, the traumas, the trials, the tragedies, all the life-threatening illnesses, pregnancy losses, breast cancer, a 21 car collision at 19, losing my mother at 27 when it would have been my middle sister's wedding day, and instead my mother passed away, on and on and on. All of these life experiences that really should put someone in a corner sobbing somewhere, or
Right.
woe is me, or why me,
Why
or
me?
it's not that I didn't have mental health challenges, yet I chose to triumph over them.
Yes.
Because like so many people, especially right now, what people are going through in life is that we can choose how we evaluate and have a perspective about our life experiences and our life choices. So
Yes.
being on CNN is a result of having breast cancer during the height of the pandemic, searching for a medical tattoo artist for almost a year to cover up the scars that went basically from one side of my body to the other. And
Gotcha.
I wanted to transform those scars into my own narrative and art. So that was the story that I was a part of on CNN, which was about double mastectomy
Right.
or overall breast cancer medical tattoos.
Yes. Now, with that in mind, because that's triumph, like you said,
Thank you.
works through you. You know, something that happened to you comes through you, and we learn. Right. When things happen to you in life, you learn. You should learn. Okay, what's happening? You know, and sometimes God's saying, "Hey, these are the challenges. I will never let you down. If your spirit's up, He will bring you up." And your story encouraged me because it brought me, and here we go, joy. And
Good.
I'm like,
That's
oh,
what I'm here
Leslie,
for.
you have something called Journey to Joy House. Please let the folks know about that because the name alone says, can I go there? Can I stay there?
Absolutely. Journey to Joy House is about discovering what makes you feel alive personally and professionally. So, whether I have the opportunity to be of service as a media contributor, a public speaker, a writer, an executive coach, a model, and a now aspiring actor, voiceover talent, an audiobook narrator, it is my responsibility because I am alive and I have breath in my body to be at the helm of Journey to Joy House.
Yes.
Someone said last week when I was leaving my acting class something about flinging joy. And I said, oh, that's what I do every day. I just fling joy. That's
Thank
what I
you.
do.
You see someone like this, you go, poof. Hey, you know. That's why my moniker to my name is Ben Green, but you know, back in high school, I came up with Ben G exclamation point. G. I'm like, oh, my name is Ben G. So I leave you with a smile.
Absolutely. So that's what we do in this Journey to Joy House.
Definitely, definitely. You know, I'm telling you, just thinking about it, I'm like, man, you are encouraging. And I know
Thank you.
all the young women who see what you've gone through and families go, man, I want to be like, I need that Brazilians. And they can get it from that. I also understand, you are on the board of Covenant House? With everything that you've done, you chose, tell me, what brought you there of the many things you could do?
Covenant House, New Jersey, that community and network. I literally just was on a call today and a quick follow up. I called someone and I said, you know, you all are one of the loves of my life. And they truly are. Covenant House, New Jersey started out as my client when I was in a senior leadership position at Accenture several years ago. I think it was almost 6 years ago. Then they asked me to join the board in 2020. And that is the relationship that we've had for so many years.
Awesome.
Whether we are supporting homeless youth through our sleep outs, where we raise money and awareness, and we sleep outside in solidarity with the youth. We get to hear their stories. We get to be up close and next to them and get through this together. So Covenant House, New Jersey is such a part of my heart and my life. And again, they are truly one of the loves of my life. Everyone that's a part of the organization and the donors that support us as well.
Got you. I know I'm running out of time here with just a few seconds. Thank you, Jan Percival, class of 97, our guest on the FSU Our Histories Here podcast. We learned that Jan became a learned boss of the ad agency when she was put in charge of a major LPGA promotion. All her work at Virginia Commonwealth University as well as Syracuse University prepared her for excellence at an early entrance into the industry. Despite the challenges Jan faced personally with her family, she managed to create joy with her journey to Joy House Business. The Covenant House of New Jersey noticed her joy and spent no time asking her to be a member of their executive board. Jan participates in their events for teens, giving back joy to those in need. If you missed any of the episodes, follow us and share on Spotify, archive.org, Amazon Music, YouTube, and Apple Podcast. This volume of the FSU Our History is Here podcast featured the music of Grounded High by Halion Lounge and our theme song, On the Clock. The FSU Our History is Here podcast is a creation of Another Benji Production 2025.